time to level up your game and start moving like Dominic Cruz. We're gonna go through the footwork, we're gonna go through the switching, we're gonna go through the punching, and most importantly, we're gonna go through being unorthodox. We're gonna go through the footwork first. We need to go through how we're actually gonna do a delayed switch step. I'm gonna be in my stance. Delayed switch step is in the name. I don't switch like traditional Muay Thai kicks or anything like that. It is delayed. I'm gonna move my front foot first. Once you start moving your front foot, your back foot can follow. So go front foot, back foot. I bend into my legs. Front foot, back foot, bend into my legs. Then once you start getting that, this is where your head needs to start going off the center line. If I did this on the spot, I'm gonna get hit. Watch my head here. I go off a different line here. This is where we have two options. We can either go back to our normal stance or we can stay in our opposite stance. Option number one, I literally step straight through. I've started in orthodox, I've gone to southpaw, and I've gone back to orthodox. So go front foot, back foot, and then I'm gonna step my leg up, back to my normal stance. My head goes off center both times. Head off center, back to normal. Head off center, back to normal. That is a very key point. Don't keep your head on the center line, because whatever you do, your partner just has to punch you straight down the middle, and then you are being hit. Option number two is going to the opposite stance. I'm gonna do that delayed switch step. From there, I push off my back foot, and I show my butt to the angle. I've got a different line here. If there was an opponent here, I'm looking to look towards their far shoulder, because that is when we are gonna throw our strikes. Option one, stepping through. Option two is pushing around to get that angle. Now, striking version for option one. I need to hit them as my foot lands. I'm gonna do a delayed switch step and throw my jab out. From there, I step my foot up to throw my cross. After I've thrown that, I retreat back. So I go switch, switch, then back. Delayed switch step through and retreat. See how my hand lands as the feet land on the floor. But it doesn't have to be that combination. It could be anything with your front hand, then your backhand. I could go hook, then straight. Watch my feet here. They do exactly the same. I could go hook, then hook, hook, hook. I could go jab, then hook, but my feet are doing the same every time. If I go on a bag, it works exactly the same. I could be moving around my bag, I switch and then go. So I do a delayed switch step and then step through and get back into my normal stance. I go 1, 2 and go back. It is totally up to you what you throw. Rule of thumb, throw the front hand, throw the back hand, and land your feet at the same time as the hand lands on their jaw. Now we have the variation number two. How do we strike off this? I'm going to use a bag because it's going to be a little bit easier to demonstrate. I'm going to do a delayed switch step. But now I'm in my southpaw stance, I want to get the angle. And that is where I'm gonna push with my back foot, at the same time I'm gonna hook. I've then got a better angle on my opponent, and that is where I can fire a power hook. So I can do a delayed switch step, throw that hook, and then go. But not only that, I like to jab at the same time. I go delayed switch step to jab. I throw my hook and push off my back foot. Well, this hook here, it's more of a slap to set up this power punch. Boom! To knock him out. So essentially, I'm going jab, hook, hook. But at the same time, I use my feet. So delayed switch step and jab, boom. I'm gonna push the angle and throw my slapping hook, boom. And then gonna throw my power because I've got the better angle on my opponent. Boom. We put it together nice and fast, boom, boom, boom. I can go back in my stance. If you like head kicks, you can throw your head kicks off there as well. But switching is very good to utilize within your MMA game, your sparring, your fights, because it distracts your opponent and it makes them very cautious of what to throw. If you are always switching, they have to pick up different reads from you and it's a lot harder to spar. We go on the bag. We have the first option, we'll go switch, switch. The second option, switch, get your angle, then throw. It's totally up to you. There are two switching variations that I like to utilize from the delayed switch step. If you want to see more techniques like this, go check out the link below, suenoskills.com. There is over 1,000 techniques, strategies, and concepts that you can go through at your own pace and your own accord. I'll see you in the next one. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!